Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, was just at Ripple headquarters last month. What was discussed? What are California's plans for blockchain? And do they include Ripple's technology and XRP? We're going to get into that in this video. There's a lot of details coming out that I have for you. And the reason that this is important, not just because California is my home state and I have a lot of love for Californians, but because California is the fourth largest economy in the entire world. When you have the United States at 29 trillion, China at 19 trillion, Germany at 4.65 trillion, and California at 4.1 trillion, we should be taking notice of this because this could be the start of something truly game-changing. If the governor of the biggest economy in the United States is meeting with the Ripple team, other governors and other leaders of states and cities might follow suit. So we want to understand what were the key details shared here and what is the vision for the future. So let's go ahead and get into this. California Governor Gavin Newsom held a meeting at Ripple's headquarters in San Francisco on June 6, 2025. The event marked the inaugural session of the California's Breakthrough Project, a new government initiative aimed at modernizing state operations through the collaboration leading tech and financial industry executives. The purpose of this meeting was to launch of the California Breakthrough Project. The governor convened an advisory group of top tech leaders, including executives from Ripple, Coinbase, MoonPay, Snap Inc., Instacart, and other technology firms to guide and accelerate the state's efficiency strategy. So the key areas that they're focusing on here are identifying operational efficiencies within state government, recommending initiative technology-driven approaches to improve service delivery and public sector processes, exploring how blockchain and modern payment infrastructure could support secure, transparent, and more effective government operations. So this is where Ripple could definitely play a key role, or you could even have the XRP ledger playing a key role in this, ensuring that the modernization process includes input from government employees, strong transparency, and ethical safeguards. Topics discussed here: government efficiency. The advisory group discussed strategies to streamline state agency operations, taking lessons from the tech industry's advancements in automation, AI, and operational scaling. The tech integration here, the role of blockchain technology offered by Ripple and others in updating and securing state financial transactions and records. So, this is just me going out on a limb here, but there's a lot of transactions that happen in the state of California when you're renewing your driver's license, or you're renewing your car registration, or you're paying fines or whatever. Can we make that easier for people to do? Can we make it cheaper for people to do? And can we speed up the process in which and how long it takes the state to get those funds? Because then the state could, take that money and put it back into communities and parks and roads and these types of things. So the use of digital wallets and seamless payment systems to improve the experience for Californians accessing government services. The innovation and collaboration part is building cross-industry partnerships to foster innovation in services such as department and motor vehicles and wildlife management. It's so funny. I didn't read this before I said it, right? Because I like to experience this fresh and raw with you. And so you can get my live reactions as I'm going through some of this stuff. And it's just funny that the one thing I did say, of course, is on here. Both previously modernized by Newman's administration using advanced technology. Policy and ethical considerations. The group emphasized the importance of transparency, staff engagement, and ethical frameworks in adopting new tech-driven solutions for the state. So here are the participants. You have the governor, Gavin Newsom, and then the executives, Chris Larson, executive chair. That's awesome. Great to see that. Coinbase, MoonPay, OnDrill. Is this the defense contractor? I think it is. Instacart, Snap Inc., and then notable investors including Ron Conway and Ashish Birla. Wow, so you have some multi-billionaires there as well. The significance of all of these meetings is the meeting signifies California's ongoing effort to leverage its position as a global tech hub to modernize government processes through public-private partnerships. Immediate actions include the launch of new executive orders requiring state agencies to accelerate efficiency measures and foster in technology integration at all levels. So that's really cool. And Eleanor Terrett did report on this on X, and she basically posted a lot of the same information I just read for you. So I'm not going to reread this to you because I don't want to waste your time. But if you want to pause it and just take a look at this, you definitely can. I did see Ripple is also applying for a MiCA license to expand XRP and RLUSD into the EU's payment infrastructure. And so I wanted to get some more key details about this. So I threw it into Perplexity, and here we go. Ripple's strategic EU expansion, complete context. What's happening? Ripple, the company behind XRP currency, is executing a major expansion strategy into Europe. Especially, Ripple is pursuing a markets and crypto assets MiCA license in the European Union, launching its enterprise-grade stablecoin RLUSD from Luxembourg, and aiming to establish a crypto passport regulatory approval in the EU country, Luxembourg, that grants permission to operate across all 30 countries. So Ripple is going for the whole enchilada here. I don't know why I said that. Maybe it's a California thing. Anyways, this is something that's going to give Ripple the access to go into these 30 countries and operate as they were here in the United States as like some type of bank or payment infrastructure company. And so this really will help accelerate the adoption of not only Ripple stablecoin, but of course XRP. If that is on the XRP ledger, if it's RLUSD transactions on the XRP ledger, that is going to require XRP as the gas token. So the more stable coins we can get, the more liquidity we can get, and hopefully the higher price we can get. I think that's what everybody here is keeping their fingers, toes, and eyes crossed. So MiCA, Markets in Crypto Asset Regulation. This was the bill that was passed in April 2023. It went into effect at the end of 2024. It introduces comprehensive harmonized regulations for digital asset businesses across the EU. Remember, because Tether has failed to produce an audit showing they have one-to-one backing, Tether is actually not allowed in the European Union to be traded. It is also not allowed. It's not going to be allowed in the United States once the US actually gets the regulations passed. So Ripple could play a vital role in the growth of stablecoins, either US dollar stablecoins, euro stablecoins, pound stablecoins, whatever they want to do here, they're going to be able to. Once licensed in a member state, a crypto firm can passport its services to the rest of the EEA, making MiCA the gateway for truly European-wide crypto services. Why Luxembourg? Great question. Luxembourg is quickly becoming a hub for crypto regulation, with many major firms like Coinbase and Bitstamp already securing MiCA licenses there. Ripple has registered Ripple Payments Europe SA in Luxembourg and has a foothold in EU operations. Industry sources confirm Ripple has applied for electronic money institution license, an EMI, in Luxembourg, the necessary step for MiCA compliance in EU-wide operations. And so what is next for RLUSD, you ask? RLUSD, Ripple stablecoins pegged to one-to-one with the US dollar, is fully backed by cash and cash equivalents, which are, government bonds or other types of securities. Initially launched in the US under stringent New York Department of Financial Services oversight, RLUSD is now being positioned to roll out through the EEA pending MiCA approval. RLUSD is live on major global exchanges and interoperable with both the XRP ledger and Ethereum blockchains. The strategic goals of all this are to expand XRP's use through robust legal compliance and enterprise partnerships, not hype-driven promotions, obtain pan-EU regulatory status to operate seamlessly across Europe, providing regulated crypto payments and stablecoin products to institutions and individuals, act as long-term regulation-first player in global finance, focusing on building trust with regulators, banks, and governments. Ripple has consistently emphasized clear rules of transparency over the short-term marketing gains or marketing gains. And so, we talked about Ripple's approach. We don't really get into that too much, but you do have a few clips here. One from Brad Garlinghouse, one from David Schwartz. Let me go ahead and play these for you.
Banks, it's very sexy when you close a deal with the bank, and we do that sometimes, but they're very slow movers. They're very slow to execute. They're very conservative. They're never going to be Ripple success stories, and it's hard to get them to push the benefits down to their customers because that's risky for them, and then it highlights where they're inefficient. So we focused a lot on banks in the beginning just because a press release with a bank is a big thing, but we discovered they're just very slow to move. Like if all they want is a press release, now we're like, hey, we want to actually move billions of dollars now. And they're like, yeah, we kind of don't.
It's so weird that David Schwartz leaves his Discord. That's what you're hearing, the bum, 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 bum. Those are Discord DMs. I turn all that stuff off. I can't handle the constant dinging, but every clip I see of him, he has those things on. And then Mikkel posted this as a 27-second clip here talking, this is Brad Garlinghouse, banks hate SWIFT. This is him saying this, not me. Here, let me play this.
You have the $20 trillion going cross-border each year. It is fraught with error rates, and it's slow, it's expensive. For me, it's a classic Silicon Valley going up against the big behemoth Goliath, but it's so broken. I mean, when I go talk to banks, it's a beautiful thing for me because banks don't like Swift. They're frustrated with Swift. Their customers don't like Swift. And like, that's a great place to be.
Listen, I'd imagine that some banks rely on that and some banks would rather choose other options. If you are a medium-sized bank and you have to rely on paying the big guys to use their rails, obviously you want other choices. But if you're the big guys, if you're at the top of the totem pole, you're getting money from all of these smaller mid-sized banks and credit unions to use your rails. So this, it's both goes both ways here, but I think it speaks to a larger problem with the current banking system and how this innovation and this technology can really not only improve the way we move value around the planet, but it can also save people a lot of money. And at the end of the day, if you could save, a few $100s or a few $1,000s every single year by using blockchain to move value, isn't that worth it? I think so. And of course, there is a rumor that July 17th, there's an SEC closed door meeting. Speculation is mounting that the commission may vote to drop the appeal. We'll see. I will bring you updates, guys. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Thank you for spending this time with me. It is truly an honor. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Please seek financial advice if you need it. Let's get back to the video.